Hi, everyone. My name is Max Wheeler. I am the Training and Design Specialist at Nebraska Innovation Studio, and this is our pitch for the Nebraska Innovation Studio Manager Update. A couple of things to go over. We've got NIS, what we are, how we operate, what our current problem is, the scope of the problem, and then the technical requirements that we've got laid out. First of all, what is Nebraska Innovation Studio? We are a makerspace. You can think of us as a gym where you pay a monthly membership to get access to equipment. But instead of treadmills and free weights, we've got bandsaws, lasers, lathes, things to make stuff. We've got equipment in wood shop, metal shop, 3D printing, all this sort of stuff. But the biggest thing that we have is our support. We have 3 full-time staff. We know how to use this equipment. We consult, we help out, we provide the necessary information. We also have a small number of student workers who likewise know all this equipment, help consult, do trainings, things like that. At Nebraska Innovation Studio, we have a wide variety of events that occur. We have trainings. This is, how to use the table saw, how to use the various equipment that we have. We have workshops. So here's how to make this specific thing. We have classes, university, so UNL and Wesleyan classes that'll come in and use the space. We teach them how to use the equipment. They do projects, they do coursework, things like that. We consult. People come in and say, hey, I'm not quite sure how to do this. And then we give our expertise and our guidance. We also mentor. So someone will come in and say, hey, I want to get better at this skill. What do I need to do? And then finally, we do have material sales and membership sales that happen at the studio that people can purchase materials from us to use on our equipment. Our current problem that we're facing, we have several paper-based processes. They are redundant in a couple places where we are having to write down information and then we type out that same information. Or in other ways, we just do the same work multiple times. This causes a lot of places for user error. We can fat finger a key, which means that our searchable spreadsheet is no longer searchable because we misspelled someone's name or we wrote down the wrong information. We also have no place for real-time statistics, so we don't really know how things are operating. We've got a gut feel, we've got a pretty good understanding at any given moment what's happening, but we have no hard numbers to point to and say, this is what's going on. Currently, we have 2 main systems that we use. We've got our Studio Manager. This is where we have people sign up for trainings, have people sign up for different workshops, and manage the reservations on any given piece of equipment. We also have a paper tracking system. So when someone comes in and pays for a month of membership, we write all this information down, we track all of it there. That is where we are really trying to reduce that system and make this work a little bit better. We are wanting to fully automate this process. We anticipate that it's going to save us at least 10 hours of work every single week, which for a 3-person team is a lot of work that we can definitely save and spend doing other higher value things. We're also really hoping that we can reduce errors to almost 0. Obviously, no system is perfect, but once we remove the human element, it's going to be a lot better, a lot more consistent, a lot more repeatable. Separately, we have refinements to our current existing Studio Manager. We've got some user interface updates. We are wanting to make sure that it's set up for a progressive web app so that people can have a better experience. A lot of our older members have a really hard time keying in the URL every single time, and so trying to figure out how we can make that better. We also are looking at potentially adding a statistics dashboard. That same dashboard could track down machines, so when stuff breaks, that way we can have an idea of exactly what's going on. And then I've got a long list of feature requests, both from our staff as well as from our members that said, hey, it'd be really great if we could do X or if we could add this. That list is constantly changing, constantly prioritizing, and so we'll be working with you in order to make sure that that is a feasible and appropriate list. The idea that we have here are the size of our project. Just to give you an idea, we're not talking about rolling this out to tens of thousands of users. At any given point, we see about 60 people every day. In general, we have about 360 active members. That is people who have paid for their membership and they can reserve machines, use the equipment. We have 3,600 total members. That's people who could walk in the door, pay for membership, and start using the space right away. And on each of those people, we're looking for at least 16 data points. Contact information, vehicle information, stuff like that, stuff that we currently manage in a couple different systems. All of our equipment We have about 118 different reservable machines. There's a smattering of them over here. On some of those, we do have multiples. So we have at least 10 different 3D printers. We have 2 table saws, all that kind of stuff. We're looking at 2 to 6 daily events, be that trainings or workshops. And on any given day, any given member that comes in, they can reserve as many pieces of equipment as they want. But typically we see 1 to 4 different reservations. That could be someone using 2 different machines in parallel. It could be people using machines in series and whatever. But just give you an idea of kind of the size that we're looking at. The scope of the project, as far as we're concerned, number one top priority is to automate that member tracking process. The system by which we just write everything down on paper, we need that to be online. We need that to be managed automatically. If that's the only thing that happens from this project, success, we have absolutely accomplished everything we need to. And then we do have those upgrades that we are looking at. Like I mentioned, at least 25 or 30 main upgrades right now that we're going to prioritize on our team. We're going to be working with the UNL web development team to prioritize with them what's feasible, what they can support, everything else. And then we want to work with you all to make sure that we've got a reasonable list of things that can be accomplished in the course of this project. Definitely aware of schedules and everything else. So we want to get as much done as possible that's realistic. We've got here some technical requirements. You can actually go download and take a look at the Studio Manager right now. As we've made updates in the past, as the web development team has changed things and fixed things, they make sure that that's up to date. So you can go download that, take a look at it. This is admittedly the area where my background is a little scamp, but the web development team tells me it's in Ruby. They're using Sinatra and MySQL for those technical requirements. Looking forward to working with y'all. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and hopefully we'll be talking to some of you soon. Thanks.